A bathroom break? Now? George, you just got in the game. Why didn't you go before you... You didn't have to go then. Alright, go ahead. We'll wait. Welcome back to the game, everyone. We are continuing this Mission 1, Emergence. We've covered a lot of rules so far, but not quite everything. We're going to pick it up with Dom, and perhaps we'll cover a few new things. So let's get started. Following our standard procedure, we're going to draw 2 cards for the heal step. For Dom, that's going to take us up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cards for Dom. We're now in step 2, the cog order step. Let me show you something else we haven't done yet. Remember, when it's your turn, you can resolve the actions listed on your order card, going by bullet point by bullet point. Or you can just simply discard a card and ignore all the actions printed on it to move up to 2 areas. Or you can use that card to perform 1 attack and ignore all the other actions printed on the card. Alright, well, I kind of like where Dom and Marcus are right now. They've got some good cover. They've both got a cover space. They're together. The emergence hole they want to close is right there under George. So I've got some order cards in my hand that can move me around and then let me attack. I think I'm just going to use one of my order cards to just make an attack and be done with it. That's really all I want to do right now. I want to sort of hold tight in these positions. The attack I want to make, which is probably no surprise to you, is to use my bolo grenade. Remember, Marcus used his and was unsuccessful, but Dom still has his. So I think I'm going to let him try to toss his grenade in here with George and his pal and see if we can roll an omen and seal up that emergence hole. So let's make the attack. Well, the first thing I'll do is I'm going to take this teamwork card and I'm going to put it in the discard pile because we're going to be making our attack here. The grenade attack is always an overkill, so we need to remove our token and put it in the discard pile. Our range is fine. The range is only 1. And this attack targets all in the area and anyone that's in cover. And I'm going to zoom in on this text so you can see it. This attack targets an area and ignores cover. So even though George is in cover, he gets no benefit from it because this is a grenade and it's an area attack. But remember, even more importantly than trying to kill George, is our hope that we can roll an omen and trigger the cave-in to seal the emergence hole. So let's get ready. Alright, George, you might as well step back. Grenade is going for the hole there. Hang on. Let's load him up. Let's see what happens. Alright, got an interesting mix here. Nothing. 3 wounds and 1 omen. That worked out pretty well. That's going to do 3 damage to our enemies in there. They get to roll their 1 defense die each. So let's start with George. Let's start with George's friend. Okay, this is George's friend. Nothing. That's going to be 3 damage to George's buddy. And as you can see, his maximum health is 2. 3 damage is much more than he has, so this little guy is just blown away. George, buddy, here you go. going to pick up this die. This is George. Defense roll. He's got a 1. Why am I rolling 1? Well, that's what's on his card. He gets 1 die for attempting to jump around and avoid the worst of the blast. Nothing. George. Well, stunt double? What do you mean stunt double? You're not going to do your own stunts? Alright, hang on. George, he doesn't even look like you. I mean, look, he only has 1 string. Well, yeah, alright, I understand it's in your contract. And as the as the co-host, alright. Well, George gets blown away as well, taking 3 damage. But more importantly, as we take another look at our roll, we got an omen, and we've triggered the cave-in. So now what we have to do is take one of these sealed markers, and we're going to put it on the emergence hole. That, my friends, has accomplished a major part of our mission. So let's reference our mission card and see what we do next. Alright, well, here was our mission card, and you see the flip when. You're supposed to flip this over when all emergence holes have been sealed. And we've done that. So let's flip this over and see what it says on the other side. As you seal the emergence hole, an explosion throws you to the ground. When you regain your feet, you see a pillar of black smoke billowing from the open doorway. A swarm of enemies charge through the smoke. Alright, well, what happens now? Spawn locust figures at the map exit based on the number of players. We've got a 2-player game. So we've got 2 wretches and 2 boomers coming in. Once this is done, it says, then move each wretch 2 areas toward the nearest cog, and each drone 1 area toward the nearest cog. Well, nothing about the boomers there. So, wretches only for now. 2 wretches, 2 boomers, and the wretches advance 2 areas. Let's do it. Alright, so with that last emergence hole sealed, there is an explosion. I guess this door is blown open. And coming out of that doorway are 2 boomers, along with 2 wretches. Well, it's a bit tight here. We see that this area is actually 1 space. There's a diagonal line there. So that's filled with boomers marching in through the doorway, but 2 wretches come in, and then those wretches are going to advance 2 spaces. 1, 2. So one of those little jokers is on Marcus, and guess who is making a reappearance? The magic of movie making. He's alright. Making his attack on Dom. Alright, well, there we go. Nothing in those words about attacking. So they just advanced on the cog's position. We got to see what happens with the AI card next. Okay, so with this card finished, it says at the very bottom, then proceed to the next stage. Well, this is the next stage. It says, locust figures cannot spawn. If an AI card would spawn locust figures, ignore the card and draw a new AI card. Flipping. It says flip when there are 0 locust figures in play. So now we're down to a war of attrition. We got to drop everybody before we are both bleeding out. Well, here is our next locust activation card. It is for each drone. We have, where did he go? There he is. We've got a single drone on the board. It says if a cog figure is within 2 range, let's check that. within 2 range. 1 doorway, can't cross that. This is 2. So that's no. That is a no. Not within 2 range. So we're going to go down, just skip over this. We're going to go down to the otherwise. Otherwise, move 2 areas toward the nearest cog figure. If there are no drones in play, draw a new AI card. So the drone's going to move ahead 2 spaces. Let's do that. They're going to come out of cover. 1 space, 2 space. Well, there's the situation. That's going to actually wrap up the turn. The locust activation step will complete there. No attacks made against our guys this turn. 2 boomers, 2 wretches. Cover is no good against these wretches because they're in the same space as we are. And an advancing drone with his assault rifle, the Hammerburst, drawn. So we got to fight. Thanks for joining me for this, and George and I will catch you for the next round. Marcus will be up next.